Today I will show you my adventure in the secret lost city in the woods. This is going to be a bit longer video than usual, because there was so much to explore, and it was also creepy and spooky. So stay with me if you're an adventurer, and join me on my adventure to the secret lost city in the woods. In countries like Germany, Poland, the Czech Republic or Slovakia, there are really thousands of abandoned buildings in these countries. One of my German contact persons once told me not about one abandoned building, not even about a group of abandoned buildings, but he told me there was supposed to be this secret lost city deep in the woods of the German Black Forest. He didn't have a precise location for me. Basically, it was just some kind of rumor. So then, what do? Well, you start a time-consuming exploration on Google Earth. And after a few days, I found it. You see, abandoned buildings, and especially the ones who have been empty for many years, they can be spotted very easily on satellite images. The first giveaway is the absence of cars around the buildings. The second sign is gardens totally overgrown. And if you also spot some collapsed roofs, then you have a winner. All of this is very easy to spot with Google Earth. I could spot at least 20 or 30 or more abandoned buildings in the middle of the forest, far away from any city or town. But I had a bit of trouble understanding these satellite images. At some point, the forest was so dense that I wasn't really sure if there were buildings under the trees, and some of these satellite images were pretty blurry, so I couldn't really see what was going on. But all in all, there was more than enough reason for me to get into my car and to travel to Germany. And what I found there was totally amazing. So please join me on my trip to the lost city in the woods.
I parked my car at the end of a narrow and winding road, somewhere in a remote section of the Black Forest in Germany, and from there on I had to walk for about 4 miles. The problem was that my phone didn't get any signal here. I had to find my way in this forest using a print from Google Maps.
Now, what I'm looking for is a place that people call the lost city in the woods. You can't get there by car, you can't get there by public transport, you even can't get there by bicycle. All I know is that I've got to walk for another 2 miles in that direction. Now I'm told that the lost city in the woods literally has hundreds of abandoned buildings, offices, apartments, shops, everything. The only problem is how to get there. It seems I'm a bit lost, but well, we'll see. Bloody hell. The woods I just walked through, it once was a military base, and now I discover that they've been putting these signs up telling me the terrain is deadly dangerous because there might be World War II explosives in the ground. Apparently I've made it. Well, let's continue, but not back to those woods. I think I found it. I think it's over there.
One of the first things I saw was an abandoned tower with about 50 empty apartments. And, very strange, there was this abandoned car in the middle of the forest, suggesting that there once must have been a road here. It was kind of spooky. Why would someone abandon their car in the middle of a forest? What happened here? The thing is, these abandoned places often generate more questions than answers.
I suppose this is it. The lost city in the woods. I don't know what kind of building this once was. I do know I have to be very careful. The building has collapsed everywhere. And there are holes in the ground again. Very dangerous.
I often wonder, why is it so easy for me to freely enter totally open and unguarded abandoned buildings? Now, I'm pretty experienced in this. I come in prepared and I watch my steps very carefully. But imagine what could happen if young people come to this place at night, being intoxicated, planning to have a party. Stuff like that could end up pretty nasty. And this is something that I come across all the time in these abandoned places. Illegal waste dumps. Folks come here to get rid of their household or company garbage, and sometimes that is the kind of waste that originates from illegal substance. I decided to take a look in an abandoned building block with 20 or 30 apartments. All of them had been abandoned decades ago. Most notable was a penetrating smell of burning wood. That's another problem with these fully open and unguarded abandoned places. Some people just come here to set the place on fire and watch the whole thing burn. Staying safe while exploring abandoned places is always a matter of listening and watching very carefully, moving slowly and taking small steps. Don't rush in and make as little noise as possible. You never know who else is there. During this kind of urban exploring, bringing a flashlight with you is absolutely essential. Of course, none of these places has any working light switch, so even during full daylight, some of these places can be pitch black on the inside. Note how someone put 2 sticks of wood against the walls. Sometimes that's a sign that someone lives here and put those sticks there as a weapon to defend themselves from intruders like myself. But I had listened very carefully in advance, and I knew there was no one in this part of the building.
I don't know exactly what this is, but it looks like this once was some sort of supermarket, I suppose. This place really is a horrible mess. Okay, let's see what else they've got here. It looks as if local kids have used this place as their party room. The floor is littered with tens or maybe hundreds of empty bottles. Okay, time to go now. This once was an apartment building where families lived.
Beautiful blossoms were overgrowing this balcony. Another nice reminder that in the end, Mother Nature takes over the mess that we humans have made. Nature doesn't bow for the ruins of our failure, it just assimilates our attempts to resist it in the long term. No matter the mess we make, no matter how we pollute and destroy our environment and ourselves, nature will still be here long after all of us are gone.
There is no sign of any people here. This place is truly abandoned. All right, let's go to the next building. What's this? Looks like some kind of bathroom. Let's get my flashlight. This place totally freaks me out. Let's go to the next room. I think I just saw a rat in that bathroom area, so maybe it's time to go to another building. Holy crap. Right in front of me, there's an entire street with hundreds of abandoned apartments. Maybe you should have a look at it yourself.
This must have been the main road of this forgotten place. Hundreds of families must have lived here for many years. Children were born and raised here, people have died here. And now all of that seems to be wasted. The community has been destroyed. The memories and the stories of this place have been erased. It feels like history has come to an end here. All of a sudden, I felt shivers going through my spine. I heard a creaking noise that I could not identify. It sounded like a chair, as if someone was swinging or rocking it. Or was it just the wind, playing with some door or window and playing with my mind at the same time? Out of curiosity, I was walking towards the sound. I just had to know. But then I noticed the sound had stopped. It was quiet. And when I turned around, I saw a chair, a lonely chair at the end of the hallway, and no one around. At that moment, I felt it was time to leave this place. So I went outside, planning to leave this lost city in the woods, but it was too big of a place to just walk away from, and for a moment I thought I was kinda lost, not knowing in what direction to go. And then it got kinda worse. I don't have this on film because I just wanted to keep moving, but I noticed there was this man walking behind me. in the distance, and it kind of felt like he was following me. That could be in my imagination, of course, but it felt kind of scary. So, instead of leaving the place, I did a stupid thing, which I'm going to tell you about in part 2 of The Secret Lost City in the Woods. Yeah, there'll be another video, because this video obviously is getting way too long. So, maybe come back later to see part 2 of my adventures in this forgotten, abandoned place in the middle of nowhere. You might find it interesting, so thanks for watching.